What to do when an ex is not contacting you first. I had the pleasure of coaching a couple of individuals this week, one woman and a man, both from the United States, who were a little bit frustrated by the fact that their ex was not reaching out to them after a breakup. And so they reached out to me during a coaching session to try to figure out what they could do to get their ex to reach out. And it inspired me, and I wanted to do a video to perhaps provide you with some guidance and insights on what you could do if you find yourself in this situation. So first and foremost, it's important to know that many people around the world are in a similar dynamic. Why? It's important for you to realize that at the time of a breakup, because you still have strong feelings for your significant other, and because you may be experiencing rejection, you want that validation. You want to hear from them. You want them to tell you that they still care, that they still love you, and to give you perhaps that attention that you crave now more than ever before. And so many people become fixated on getting an ex to reach out, especially if you feel like you have been putting in the work and you have been taking that first step, but they are not reciprocating. And so usually in coaching sessions, when this question is asked, I take this opportunity to help individuals really reflect on the root causes of why this dynamic has kind of taken a hold of their situation. And so I invite you here to think about the reasons why your significant other is not reaching out to you. I explained to you a few minutes ago the types of dynamic that are very common after a breakup. But you need to dive a little bit deeper and analyze your own attitude and the dynamic that has basically taken shape since the breakup. Are you giving them enough time and space to reach out? Because most often, individuals get so eager and impatient that they cannot wait. And sometimes that means days. In other situations, that may mean weeks, depending on the length of your relationship and the type of connection that you shared, as well as the mistakes that have occurred during or after the breakup. Second of all, have you given your ex a reason to reach out to you? Have you been able to really evolve and grow and position yourself in a way where they may be intrigued or that they may want to reconnect with you in such a way? And if you feel like you have taken steps, I encourage you to continue to think about what other steps you can take to consolidate that change so that you're no longer in a position of want and need and seeking that validation. It may also be that your significant other is afraid of getting sucked back into the patterns that took place during the relationship, or afraid that you will overwhelm them with attention and with neediness if they were to connect with you first. Ultimately, what they do does not matter all that much in this process. It's not because they are not reaching out to you that you cannot rebuild a healthy relationship. And it's not because they are initiating contact with you that this process will somehow be easier. Because ultimately, certain fundamental building blocks need to be in place in order to rebuild a healthy relationship, regardless of who's reaching out to who. Do you have your emotions in check? Have you been able to really understand what went wrong and why, and to develop new patterns, habits, and qualities to really get over that those dynamics and negative forces that led to the breakup in the first place? Have you been able to create a life where you are happy without your significant other, where everything does not revolve around them and on the end goal of winning them back? No matter what, unless those foundational pieces are in place, it's going to be very challenging for you to move this process of breakup recovery all the way to the finish line if you haven't done the work. And so that's why I invite you to really not obsess over why they're not reaching out to you, and ensure that you have really done the work. The goal, of course, is to create this environment that we discussed earlier that will enable them to want to reach out to you and to feel inspired and safe to do so. Now, if you find yourself being the one to carry conversation and your ex is responding and engaging with you, you're not in a bad spot. At least they're engaging with you. And you want to make sure that you keep conversations light and fun and that you don't ask of them more than they are willing to give. At the same time, you want to make sure that you keep conversations uplifting, not talking about the mistakes of the past and not talking about the ways by which you've changed and the fact that you want them back, but instead on interactions that can really leave them wanting more, that can make them smile, that will be different from what they would expect from an ex who's desperate to get their attention. They need to see through your messages that you are detached, that you are doing well, that your life is going to be okay with or without them. Because by doing so, then you become a challenge. Then you create an environment in which they also have to fight for you. And we tell you how to do that step by step through the free programs that we promote on our website. And we tell you exactly how to do that through the free videos that we promote on our website that go much deeper into the process of reconciliation after a breakup. And if you're really serious about doing the work and not cutting corners, and if this philosophy really resonates with you, I invite you to check those resources out because it will enable you to go much, much deeper into the process of breakup recovery. Ultimately, you need to remember that the reality of one moment is not necessarily the reality of the next. And even if you feel like your ex has not been forthcoming, it doesn't mean that it will always be so. So continue to work on those things that bring you happiness and well-being, that make you feel secure, and that don't send you all the way back into that insecure dynamic that you found yourself in right after the breakup. What are some of your challenges? How does this dynamic make you feel? Please share your thoughts in the comment section of this video. And both myself, but also other members of this community from all over the world will be there to support you, to provide you with guidance and tips based on their experience to help you through those challenges and through those situations that you may feel overwhelmed by. That's why we are here for you, and that's why this community is amazing. So thank you for your trust. Keep fighting the good fight. And I look forward to more videos and more time together on Love Advice TV. Take good care.